Hello, I am here to make a video about packing for my vacation as a celiac living gluten-free. And specifically, I'm going to be flying, so you have to really minimize the amount that you pack with you. Um, I am packing for a trip for about 7 days, and I am flying again, so I have to pack light. But what I do pack for is I pack for the idea that I'll be in an airport potentially, could have delays. I've been in the Portland airport where everything was closed because I was stuck overnight waiting for a red-eye flight. Obviously, there's the airplane that doesn't always have gluten-free options as a choice on the airplane. And there's the to and from the airport. There's all those places that you may or may not be able to get gluten-free options easily or at a reasonably priced rate as well. But I also think ahead that I might be at a motel that has a motel breakfast that may or may not have gluten-free options available to me. And I may be out doing things during the day where I might need a quick snack or a lunch, or maybe even be stuck somewhere where I need a dinner. And so I pack for every situation because I can't take chances. I am a very sensitive celiac. And if I'm not 100% sure that I'm going to be safe, I don't take a chance. I've had that time when I was on a tour bus throwing up everywhere. I don't want that to happen again. So I pack for my travel to be safe because I am not going to not travel, but I am going to take precautions as I travel and make sure I don't have to starve. So, starting off with breakfast. Again, hotel breakfast sometimes has gluten-free stuff. A lot of times they do, but sometimes it's very minimal, like only a yogurt. And so I don't tend to get very full, and I like to eat a bigger breakfast because then I can do things during the day and enjoy and not have to be hungry. And so what I do is I pack a few things that might work for breakfast. So one thing that I like to pack is gluten-free oatmeal. This is gluten-free oats. I pack them in a baggie, one serving size, because a lot of hotels have oatmeal, but it's not the gluten-free oatmeal. So I just use one of their bowls and make my oatmeal. And so this is an easy, economical way. There are some companies that sell gluten-free oatmeal packets, but I can't always find them. And of course, they're more expensive. I've even made some of these packets where I've thrown a little dried fruit in there. That's a good way to spruce them up a little bit so they're not as plain. A lot of times hotels might have a banana available or something you could cut up and put in there as well. That's one breakfast option. Does require a bowl and a spoon and a little more prep. So I also have some really fast, easy ones. This is a breakfast biscuit from Goody Girl, and I found these at Walmart, and so they were a fairly reasonable price for a package of four of these. And in each package is three crackers as well. So these breakfast biscuits tend to be kind of a nice filling breakfast for me, and they're really pretty tasty. Um, and so that's an option for breakfast. I've also seen gluten-free Pop-Tarts. Those tend to be really sugary and caloric, but definitely are an option and they are very tasty. I've tried them. Um, Another option are things like this is a Pamela's Big Bar. That could be a good option for breakfast as well. And then hopefully your hotel breakfast has things like eggs, bacon. Eating out for breakfast is always easier because I can always get things like eggs and bacon, or a lot of times omelets, or like skillet dishes. A lot of times won't have things, gluten things in there. So I do have those ideas and those extra snacks for breakfast, but I can also grab them out of the motel as needed. So lunch, before I move on to lunch, I'm gonna just show you some snacks and things that you could easily take in your carry-on bag to have on the airplane. And again, some airlines have some gluten-free options for you, but sometimes they don't. And there's always the chance that you could be delayed or may not have access to things in the airport. So some good gluten-free snacks to bring. And again, I bring these in my carry-on, but I also bring them in my purse. so that when I travel and I'm out traveling and touring and things, I always have options with me. You can't especially find things for lunch as easily sometimes or just regular snacks. So that way you always have snacks to hold you over if absolutely needed. So here's some ideas for snacks. This is Pan's mushroom jerky. This is kind of a fun one. Um, these are shiitake mushrooms, so they're actually pretty filling and it's actually surprisingly tasty. I'm not a mushroom fan. And this is teriyaki, but it is gluten-free teriyaki. All the pans are gluten-free. They make several different flavors. And so this is a quick, easy filling item to bring with you and somewhat healthy. There's the traditional sausage sticks, and you can get like more of the mini sizes. Costco sells bags full of these, or you could just buy a few. So these are really easy protein punch. A lot of times when I'm gluten free, sometimes they will have options. It'll literally be just a salad, and that's not filling enough for me. I can't always even have the dressing. So having something with a little protein in it is good. Um, this is a little sausage stick or a beef stick. And then this here is a little packet of jerky. This Korean barbecue is really yummy. It's a pork Korean barbecue jerky, and you can get little packets of that. Costco sells a big batch of packets, but I got these actually at the Dollar Tree for $1.25 for a very small pack. But again, sometimes you need something that's portable and easy. Another good protein packed snack is nuts, either a nut mix. Just again, make sure that they are gluten free. Some nut mixes are, will say like may contain wheat or whatever. I avoid those. These are pistachios. I also got at Dollar Tree for $1.25. They're pre-shelled, makes them a lot easier to carry along. Um, and the two ingredients are pistachios and sea salt. And these are, protein dense and super small and portable and easy to eat to have as a snack in your purse or your carry-on bag. Um, and so, some other thoughts. Maybe have a little lunch with you if you're going out and about and you either want to save money on going out or you're not sure if you'll find something gluten-free. You might do something like carry along a PB&J. These are called Bob's or not Bob's, Bobo's, and they make a strawberry PB&J and a grape PB&J, and it is oat based, and it's meant to kind of mimic a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. These are super portable. They're pretty nutrient and calorie dense. They do have a lot of sugar in them, though. I will give you that warning. Um, and you can get these at Costco in bulk, like this box, but you can also get individuals at various grocery stores as well, places like Natural Grocers and Kroger. Um, and so these are a good option to just have a sandwich based instead of a sandwich, you could have this with you. Um, Another option for maybe a lunch or a bigger protein pack. I found these at Costco, but there's multiple protein bars you can buy. These are True Bars, and they were on sale at Costco. And they have two flavors. They have the peanut butter and jelly True Bar flavor, and then a cookie dough flavor here. And these are very small and portable. And these are meant to be more of a protein bar. So these are almost like a meal in themselves. And so this is a very small, easy way to have a nutrient dense, like packed almost meal on the road. There are other protein bars. I like this one because I personally try to avoid the protein bars that have a lot of soy in them. So these are cassava and tapioca fiber blend, which for me is just easier to digest. But there are many protein bars out there. But this has been a good one. They're tasty. They're were a good deal at Costco, and I like the protein blend that they use. Um, One thing to keep in mind is it's really hard, especially when you're flying, because you can't have a lot of like liquids or perishables. You do want to kind of balance out your meals. So you do want some proteins, like I've shown, um, and some fruit and veggies are really hard to get on the road. But that's when maybe you can order that salad at that restaurant that doesn't have anything gluten-free but a salad. Then you don't feel like you're missing out because you're having a salad, but you can augment it maybe with some of your protein snacks. Some other thoughts. This is just one example. These are a fruit snack. Obviously, try for more of the real fruit snacks and where maybe you're actually getting a little bit of fruit in there. This is pretty portable. Um, you can also buy more of a dried fruit to take with you. These are some I got at the Dollar Tree, and it's just literally freeze-dried mangoes in here. Um, and the only ingredient is actually mangoes. So this is fairly portable and is something you can have a real fruit serving there. Whereas these fruit snacks here have a little bit of real fruit in them as well, but they're not quite as good as maybe the actual fruit themselves. But this Fruit Thief is a good brand that has some more real fruit in there. Um, all right. And then the other thing I came up with the veggie option here. These are sweet potato sticks you can get at Costco. They're kind of also kind of a carb that you could carry along with you. Other veggie ideas, there are things like veggie straws, which again don't have a ton of veggies, or there's the freeze-dried snap peas are another option. You're not going to get a perfectly well-balanced meal carrying these quickie snacks with you, but having just kind of a variety and wide range is good and can get you a little more of those nutrients. All right, some other thoughts. Sometimes you might be stuck and you almost need like a dinner. You don't want to maybe go out every night, or you don't have accessible celiac safe or gluten-free safe restaurants. So some things that I have brought with me that do pack pretty well, but do take a little bit of space. This is one, and this is four in here. Annie's gluten-free mac and cheese cups. And they're cups in here, so all you need is a little bit of water and a microwave and a fork or eating utensil of some sort, and you could have a quick meal in your motel room. And these are portable and non-perishable. They're not awesome, to be honest, as a full meal, but they could definitely get you through. Another example I have is this cup here. This is black bean and lime soup. And this is just slightly larger than those mac and cheese cups, but it's very portable as well. And that would be something maybe you could have for a quick meal if you needed to do a dinner. I know I went on a business trip um, for a job that I got right after I got diagnosed, and I was in a motel room and I had to come up with all these ideas for dinners. This was one I took with me, this rice ramen. This Lotus Foods has several different flavors, and this one comes with the flavor pack and everything in it. And so, if you can have access to a microwave, you can boil some water, and you got to have some sort of big mug or bowl or something to be able to cook these in the water and mix it all together. But this is a really portable meal option. When I went on that business trip, I brought some of these, and it really helped because they had pre-planned meals, and I had just found out I had celiac disease, and all I had was a motel room. So I brought some different things so that I could eat and then not have to worry that the pre-made meals that we were given weren't gluten-free. I just ate before I went to the functions and ate some things like these ideas I've shown you here. Here's another idea. This is wild tuna in a packet, super flat and small to pack, protein punch. Maybe you could even mix that with some noodles or something, or some gluten-free crackers, and you could have a good, at least a partial meal here. Or you could throw it in with the mac and cheese. You can be creative. Last thing up, desserts. You don't really need desserts, but it is nice to just have some snacks. One thing that I bring is microwave popcorn sometimes if you're up in a motel room and you're going to want a snack. Um, I also like these gluten-free granola bars these are from Walmart. I found that they're a better deal than some other gluten-free granola bars, and they're not that healthy. I consider them more of a dessert. Uh, and so this is a good option for a sweet treat. And you can take just one or two of the bars with you if you want. And so they pack well as well. And I will say you can always find some gluten-free snacks around, but having a variety of snacks with you really helps because otherwise you get stuck with what you can find, which I find tends to be things like candy or potato and corn chips, which will definitely work in a pinch. But having just a little bit more variety, like I'm showing you here, will make your trip better, less stressful. If you think you're going to be at a restaurant where there might not be options for you, you can just eat ahead of time. Or like these True bars here, I packed some in my purse when I went to an event not long ago, and I stepped out and kind of ate one in the restroom real quick, and then had my little salad with everybody else so I could feel included, but I didn't really get the main entree, and that helped um, make me not hungry. I find that I take more chances with my diet when I'm really hungry. And so I try and always avoid having those major hunger pains there by having these around. So I hope that you found the video useful. Please let me know if you have other videos you would like to see. I've got lots of experience, lots of years of eating gluten-free. Thank you.